Hey everyone, today I've got my Dolittle movie review. A reimagining of a guy who can talk to animals, but does it do little to set itself apart from the previous versions. So as far as the story goes, Stephen Gaghan directs this movie where the famous doctor who can talk to animals goes on a journey to find a cure to heal Queen Victoria. Now, when I saw the first trailer, I felt like the look of it was comparable to that of a Disney movie. Now, this isn't distributed by Disney. When I ended up seeing it, I was like, this is literally what you get. And it contains a very simple plot that at times goes all over the place. And yeah, there are times when I don't know what to expect, but then again, I didn't have a lot of high expectations before seeing this movie, but by the end of it, I really did expect to see something even remotely on par to the Eddie Murphy Dr. Dolittle movies. Now, those are my favorite, and then they went into a spin-off for the third one, and I was just like, okay, now what is this version going to be all about? So as far as the casting goes, you've got Robert Downey Jr., who plays Dr. Dolittle himself, and he is a good actor in some of his other movies outside of the MCU, but then while I was watching him here, he put on that, interesting accent, and it was an interesting way to have this different version of the character, but I literally can't picture him as anyone else in any other movie besides playing Tony Stark. So even though I had seen him in other types of movies, it's just so hard to see him, I feel like, in one of his first roles post Avengers, and it's just kind of off-putting at times. But I mean, I wouldn't say that he was terrible in this movie. I mean, I actually think he did a decent part for what he got to work with. And of course, I wouldn't necessarily say he worked with real animals. A lot of the animals were these CGI'd characters, but they were voiced by a lot of well-known actors, including Emma Thompson, Octavia Spencer, Tom Holland, Ralph Fiennes, and many more. So it was, cool to see, like, okay, I recognize this person, I recognize this person. I just feel like they just had to get probably the biggest well-known names in Hollywood today. But then the other human characters in this movie, including Michael Sheen and Antonio Banderas, I wouldn't exactly say they were doing this movie because they really enjoyed doing it. I mean, this movie did look fun for them at times, but I don't know. I wasn't too impressed with, how little screen time their characters got. So the things that I liked about this movie was that, yes, there were some lighthearted moments that provided a takeaway message in the film, but I think a lot of it was overshadowed by the seemingly action and adventure sequences that, kind of looked like things I had seen in other previous movies. So it really wasn't anything new as far as, what they can achieve on screen. Unfortunately, the things that I didn't really like about this movie was that it felt rushed in the beginning, and the pacing from that point on was a hit or miss. So it seemed like it was struggling to find its identity and never really achieved what it wanted to, and it's really unfortunate because some of the jokes felt forced, and I did end up laughing a couple of times throughout the movie, but some of the scenes were just so boring that by the end of it, I almost didn't care for what kind of conclusion they were going to add to the movie. So overall, I would say that I was really not impressed with this movie, but I'm sure some people will end up enjoying this movie, so I'm not saying you might completely hate it like I did, but I'm kind of on the fence about recommending it to you guys. I mean, I'd rather just go back and watch those Eddie Murphy Dr. Dolittle movies because I think those were the best. So I would give this 2 hearts on the heart rate scale. So let me know in the comments what you guys thought of Dolittle, and as always, you guys can subscribe to my channel. I've got more movie reviews, movie updates, come back every week for a Trail Thursday video. You guys can also like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter, and I will see you guys later.